Tonight on Newswatch, Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders are predicted to win the New Hampshire primaries.
A counterterrorism agency are reporting that the terrorist group ISIS might be planning more attacks in U.S. and Europe.
And I have dirt on McKay, cyclone sports, and the Super Bowl coming up in sports.
This is Newswatch 18. Newswatch 18 starts now.
Welcome to the February 9th edition of Newswatch. I'm Coltin Loftin.
And I'm Julian Neely. Thank you for joining us. New Hampshire's voters are making the choice for presidential nominees in the national primaries today. Will Donald Trump win as the public opinion polls will someone like Jeb Bush rise to victory? And on the Democratic side, will Bernie Sanders, who calls herself a Democratic socialist, take the victory in New Hampshire and cause trouble to Hillary Clinton? The results are coming in from New Hampshire, and CNN is projecting that Republican Donald Trump and Democratic Bernie Sanders are going to win New Hampshire.
Intelligence reports state that the terror group ISIS may be planning more attacks on the United States and Europe this year. The Defense Intelligence Agency and Director of National Intelligence James Clapper said that there are now more terrorist safe havens in activity than at any other point in history. Intelligence reports state that the terrorist group will take advantage of the rise in refugees fleeing conflict in Syria to carry out attacks. How these reports will affect nations' refugee policies has yet to be determined.
President Barack Obama is proposing a new budget of $4.1 trillion of multiple different projects he leaves office. These projects include the new war on cancer, combating global warming, fighting growing threats from Islamic State militants, and more. This budget will come in effect October 1st, 3.5 months before President Obama's second term ends. The GOP, which controls Congress, is not accepting and making it difficult for the budget to be approved. To make this budget possible, taxes would have to increase by $2.1 trillion over the coming decade, which is double the $1.4 trillion in new taxes for last year's budget.
Cam Newton received a lot of comments on how he responded to losing the Super Bowl to the Denver Broncos 24-10 on Sunday night. Social media continues to attack Newton about his attitude after the game, even though he was maintaining a sportsmanlike conduct. Newton said, quote, "Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser." Newton responds to the negative comments with a positive attitude, even though people continue to attack him. Newton says, quote, "If I offended anybody, that's cool. But I know who I am, and I'm not about to conform nor bend for anybody's expectations, because yours or anybody's expectations would never exceed mine." People on social media began attacking the Panthers quarterback earlier this season for his excessive celebration during games.
You may have to take a rain check for the next free burrito offer from Chipotle. But you're not alone. After more than 100 people added an extra 2 to the restaurant's number, Henry Levin, a Washington, D.C. lawyer, received multiple texts from hungry customers whose number closely resembles that of Chipotle's. When Levin contacted the restaurant chain to send the mistaken numbers, the representative told Levin, quote, "There is no need to send them along." Levin received cards for free burritos, but the customers who accidentally texted the lawyer did not and will not be getting free dinner tonight.
Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to Newswatch for more news, weather, and sports. Welcome back. A news conference was held Tuesday to discuss a new bill in the Iowa legislature to expand the use of medical marijuana in Iowa. The bill would expand the state's current law on medical marijuana, which will allow some epilepsy patients to use cannabis oil. The new legislation would expand it to include more products, and patients thought it would prohibit the smoking of medical marijuana. A bill will be introduced Wednesday that aims to radically change the medical cannabis laws in the state. Last year, the attempt at this type of change to the existing medical cannabis laws met strong resistance from Governor Terry Branstad to the House Speaker.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell another 120 points today in response to falling oil prices. Economic experts stated that the price of oil, which fell to $28 a barrel this afternoon, was low lowered confidence in energy investment as oil companies are posting losses after the price decrease. The Nasdaq index has also fallen 18% from the record high set last July, leading experts to worry about a possible bear market in 2016.
A strange accident occurred today at Iowa State involving 3 cars, with one eventually ending up on top of another. The pileup happened on the northwest side of campus in a parking lot near the Armory. Ames police tweeted a picture of the incident this morning, showing one vehicle's wheels propped up on top of another vehicle's hood. No one was hurt in the accident that happened around 10 a.m., but Ames PD is advising more drivers to be careful during these winter conditions. We are now joined by Mary Rominger at the desk with sports. How is Cyclone basketball team looking tomorrow?
It looks like McKay will still be out for tomorrow's game, and I will let you know more after the break. Stay tuned. You're watching Newswatch. On the Iowa State men's basketball team, as the team's 6'9" starting center, Jameel McKay, will not play against Texas Tech tomorrow. At the press conference Monday, Iowa State coach Steve Prohm said that his status is currently indefinite suspension, but did participate in practice this past Monday. The Cyclones hope to have him back for Friday's matchup, but that is currently undetermined. Tip-off for Wednesday's game begins at 8:00 p.m. The Iowa State gymnastics team is currently on a dominating 2-meet winning streak. The team will try and extend their winning streak in the tri-meet this Friday. The meet will begin at 6:00 p.m. in Shreveport, Louisiana, where the Cyclones will battle Centenary and Texas. The Cyclones are expected to have Sammy Pearsall back and ready in the lineup after she suffered an injury in last Friday's meet. The Iowa State women's basketball team battled the Texas Longhorns this past Saturday in Hilton Coliseum. Despite their trying efforts, the Cyclones fell to the number 6 Texas Longhorns 63-53. The Cyclones will have a chance to bounce back from their loss tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. in Morgantown, West Virginia, to tip off against the number 24 West Virginia Mountaineers. The Broncos celebrate a Super Bowl win against the Carolina Panthers. This past Sunday, the Denver Broncos defeated the Panthers 24-10. It was a devastating loss for Cam Newton and the Panthers, who had an almost perfect season starting with a 15-week winning streak. The win gave the Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning a second Super Bowl ring. Rumors are circulating that Manning might be retiring following the win. After the break, Jared will have the latest on the weather forecast.
Welcome back from the break. Are you single this Valentine's Day? Don't worry, Dairy Queen is there for you. DQ releases Blizzard specifically for singles, featuring salted caramel truffles, Reese's peanut butter cups, and peanut butter toppings blended with their ice cream. DQ reps confirmed single Americans outnumbered those who are married, and the Sweet Treat Company wanted to celebrate their single fans.
Iowa lawmakers are considering a bill regarding minors in tanning beds. The original bill is proposed banning anyone under 18 from tanning, but the bill was reconstructed to limit those 17 or younger. The new bill was passed by a 3-person committee. According to the American Cancer Society, individuals who began tanning younger than 35 years old have a 59% chance of developing melanoma, a type A of cancer. Those who don't tan. 11 other states currently ban indoor tanning for minors, including neighboring states Minnesota and Illinois.
Iowa lawmakers are also introducing a new bill that would increase the speed limit on Iowa's highways. 2-lane highways could see a reported increase from the current 55 miles per hour to 60 or 65. While many Iowans support the increase, the Department of Transportation says the change could lead to more traffic deaths. According to department research, a 5-mile-per-hour increase could lead to as many as 15 additional traffic deaths per year. The Iowa House is awaiting a Transportation Committee meeting before deciding on the future of the bill.
Flint, Michigan's water crisis continues to affect residents. The government switches water sources, which resulted in dangerous levels of lead and possible causes of Legionnaire's disease. The city's water resource was changed from the Detroit system to the Flint River as a cost-saving measure in 2014. This could result in criminal charges as serious as involuntary manslaughter, top investigators said Tuesday. The residents of Flint depended on this water for cooking, drinking, and showering. Also are still being required to pay for contaminated water.
And that's all for tonight's edition of Newswatch.
Join us on Thursday for more news and weather and sports.
Until next time, have a wonderful night, Ames.